Hey guys, welcome back to another serving of food for thought. Of course, not everything in the reading will resonate for you, so I encourage you to take the best and, of course, leave the rest. Of course, if you are new to the channel, welcome and join us as I prepare a bit of food for thought. So let's jump right into the energy here. Holy Spirit, what are the messages here for the collective energies? And the cards here that best represent the energy, the light, the message. You're taming the beast after something is broken. Someone may have allowed you to slip away, or someone could be fading away, out of sight, out of mind, especially when it comes to you no longer wanting to invest or participate in someone else's game. Yeah. Something can be brutal when it comes to the betrayal, and there is innocence lost in something that is definitely unstable. I feel something had to slip away for many of you to start your own way and create your own blueprint, especially when it comes to a situation that is full of games, mind play, denial. I feel you are choosing self rather than taming the beast. I feel something could be broken here, and due to the lack of faith, it stays this way. Wow. Divine truth is stepping in here when it comes to an unspoken love or something that is unspoken in a situation that is lacking faith. I feel something has been dealt with in the wrong way. Someone feels like they've been dealt a bad hand. The fact that you are guarded to a situation, guarded to someone being difficult, it's left somewhat of a permanent stain, and someone could be stuck in a cycle, hoping somehow, some way, the silence is broken. But there is endings. Wow. It seems someone could be stuck in a loop, and there is a permanent stain of you being guarded to a situation. Someone is trying to play it like they've been given a raw hand in a situation, but they play a lot of mind games, and something is just up for grabs, or something that's finally playing out, and someone is just not liking the hand they are dealt in a situation. I feel someone who is stuck in a loop is thinking about you. You've become a permanent mark or a permanent stain because of an ending. Someone could be watching you, wanting to keep up with you. There's some regret here. Uh, and someone feels like you're acting cold. And this is attached to someone feeling like they have been dealt a bad hand. There's a lot of regret, feeling like you're guarded to a situation, and it's a permanent stain, feeling like it's the end. Someone could be watching you and stuck in a loop in doing so, hoping to release something. Wow. So it feels like someone is watching you and hoping to release something, watching your journey into the unknown, but there's an overflow of discovery. There's some type of wish fulfillment when it comes to you, but there's also an unseen factor when it comes to a family tree, a family situation, or even a gesture from an unknown party. Something could be bubbling up to the surface when it comes to old wounds and unfounded fears, but it's your solitude that brings in a sense of sadness and grief. There could be some type of investigation or some type of situation where there could be boundaries, or someone could be thinking about you or missing you heavily. Yeah. Someone is in a space where they feel like you're being cold, and something you're doing or not doing is bringing light to a situation, whether it's questions, concerns, worry, and regret. Yeah, investigation. So it's almost like a deep dive. Someone's trying to dig deeper into a situation, or dig deeper into what's going on with you, because you've been making silent moves, or there's been some time between the two of you. Let's get some more energy here from this deck. Holy Spirit, beloved. Just here. So it's definitely some things that are reminding someone about you, and this energy could be almost exhausting to think about or even deal with, but something has sparked some type of conversation. There's some type of conversation taking place where there are energies who are thinking about you in a curious way. and others could be thinking about you in a sense of regret. I feel there is wish fulfillment when it comes to something, but it just might be bittersweet. Let's get some more energy here. As I said before, there's questions and concerns, but there's also regret and worry. There's a lot of things taking place here. As I said before, something you may have done or not done has brought something to light. Let's get into that. Someone thinks you're acting cold, but I feel you're just exhausted on trying to deal with someone's harsh ways or dark side. I feel there's divine intervention here, and someone feels like they have been dealt a bad hand because something that was in the dark has now come to light. I feel there is a separation that has brought something into overflow, and there's also betrayal when it comes to unfounded fears, sadness, and grief. There is definitely beauty within an ending. Something needed to take place within a separation, a marriage, or a connection, a friendship, a bond. Please take it how it resonates. Reverse the roles if necessary, but someone feels like you're being cold. Someone feels like you have a heart of stone. But I feel someone just may have had their last chance, their last try, because you're building. I feel you're building on something. You become somewhat mysterious when it comes to a foolish situation or a foolish energy, because it's all coming apart. I feel it's coming apart, and many of these energies already know the game is over. The game is over when it comes to energy cords that are bittersweet or hard to deal with. I feel you're divinely guided to break free from something. This is also connected to a true awakening when it comes to your potential. I feel your silence is starting to make a situation uncomfortable and predictable or unpredictable because no one truly knows how to react to the discomfort of you finding a way to be okay. I feel your potential is great, and the frequency, whether it's you or a situation, is completely changed. There's choices to be made, and someone is hoping you go back and forth about it, but I don't see mixed signals when it comes to this. I feel there could be some mixed signals when it comes to someone wanting to plot, but it could be a losing battle because many of you have already taken a leap of faith that brings in a sense of justice. Wow. But something will be unpredictable, unexpected, because I see you uprooting from something that is toxic and breaking free or breaking through something and heavily guided, and something is definitely going in your favor when it comes to a gesture that is brewing up something. So there could be a gesture or there could be a conversation taking place that's kind of starting some shit. Like someone is ruffling feathers or someone is being hasty about something. Could be bringing something up just to test the waters on what others may know. But someone feels like you have a heart of stone. I feel there is also memories here. Someone's trying not to think about their hand in a situation, and I also feel that others are trying to ignore this or trying to forget about their hand in the situation as well. But there's also a sense of shock that you were able to build something, you were able to see something, get through something, discard something. I feel something, whatever this is that is brewing, has you guarded as well. I feel this is coming from a very dark space from someone who is filled with regret but not wanting to admit it. I feel like even though something started out a bit shaky for you, it's starting to shape up, and this is why there is a sense of concern. Wow. I feel things are starting to shape up or cause a sense of concern or divide because not only did you outgrow a situation, you enhanced something. You were able to pick yourself up and dust yourself off. You've also caused a lot of energies to which they never doubted you from the start. Because in some cases, I sense there's a lot of entitlement and curiosity getting the best of someone here. Someone's curious to how you were able to do something because it's not something they are able to do or figure out themselves. Someone's going through something similar that you have gone through, and for some of you, this energy is just doubting you are in a better place. They're trying to make up all kinds of scenarios now that you are out of reach or out of touch, but they're also starting to come up to a situation or come into a situation where they can't play the mind games or they can't sit in their illusion about you anymore. Something is starting to shake something up when it comes to a group. Something is starting to shake something up when it comes to an energy that thought they knew you. Wow. Please take it how it resonates. But something is coming to a head, something is coming to light, and there's a lot of hands in the pot. And for many of you, you just might be curious to who is truly riding for you and who is truly on your side. Wow. I feel there could be some energies here standing up for you that would also brighten your curiosity. Wow. Because not everyone is in a position where there's a dislike for you. There's an entitlement and curiosity, and not all of the curiosity is coming from a petty space or a hateful space. But the entitlement, oh wow, it's really shady on that side. I feel like someone knows what they put you through, and they thought it would leave you in pieces, but it left you in peace, and it's starting to shake someone's core. They're trying to figure out how you did it. Someone's trying not to show how affected they are, or even the fact that they still care. They're still in some type of fantasy, illusion, or fairy tale, especially when it comes to betrayal. There's an heavy investigation energy here, but something is over. The games are over when it comes to how they expected something to play out. There could be some type of investigation, people trying to figure out more before they approach, or there could also be some heavy conversation because someone knows that they cannot approach this situation without their due diligence. Someone knows they're going to have to choose their words wisely if they ever try to approach you. But for now, there are a lot of energies here who are comfortable on the outside looking in because they feel like there is no way back in. Let's get another deck out here. Of course, if you guys are enjoying this type of reading, let me know by commenting down below, liking this video. I feel there's a heavy hesitation towards you because of your growth or the way you were able to stay calm within a situation. Someone was hoping you lost touch with self or lost some type of control when it comes to your emotions. Yeah. Someone was trying to affect your mental health in some way. Exhaust you on purpose by ghosting you or trying to make you feel like an outcast. There are karmic lessons within this. Wow. Someone was repeating some type of patterns to affect you mentally, and this is why many of you had to go no contact. Someone is trying to claim you ghosted them or started some type of mess, or someone is trying to claim that you're trying to punish them and it's affecting their mental health. But someone's mental health was already on the borderline before you even touched this situation. I feel there's some type of addiction, trauma, mental illness when it comes to someone who is heavily watching you or trying to exhaust you in some way because they feel like they've been dealt a bad hand. I feel this situation has somehow gotten to a place where there is not likely to return from the heartbreak. Many of you could be single, there could be innocent energies affected, and many of you are no longer wanting to feel bound by the responsibility of someone else's trauma and emotion. I feel there could be legal issues with a situation. Someone is worried about legal issues or finances. Whatever the case, something could be long term. Whatever hurt, whatever pain they're going through, it's a lot of drama and chaos. So I feel someone is thinking about you, talking about you, because they're wanting some kind of help from you. I feel this energy is also thinking about what they did in the past to hurt you, and many of you are on the You're in a phase of your life where you're not helping anyone but self. And others, I feel you may feel obligated to do so, but something may take place that's going to cause you to feel otherwise. Someone's going to have to clean up their own mess if they want to be happy. I feel you've done the work when it comes to a situation, and you may not be at a place where you want to be, but you're not where they are. I feel there is a sense of forgiveness that someone should be seeking instead of having their hand out when it comes to you. I feel there's heavy investigation, but heavy lessons to be learned by having their hand out or not seeking a level of forgiveness or respect when it comes to dealing with you, talking about you. Because there is growth when it comes to your energy, and when it comes to something that is unexpected, someone is still going through a storm. I feel your growth is definitely shocking, and someone is going through something and they're trying to get through it. And because of that, their access is denied when it comes to you. You're still making moves and growing in different ways, and for many of you, it's coming in different ways. But something just might be temporary or just in a space where it's a final breakup when it comes to a connection, a friendship, or a bond that is a complete mess. There's chaotic energy here that's weighing them down, and I feel at some point it was also weighing you down. This is why there is worry and regret, how you were able to get out of this mess that they are still in. Your name keeps coming up in ways to inspire, but your name keeps coming up also to bring up your past or try to flip the scenario. Wow. Your name is resurfacing in spaces you no longer invest in or want to be in. Wow. I feel there could be claims that you're trying to punish them or simply don't care enough anymore. I feel that someone is trying to neglect the fact that they're part of the reason or even every reason things had to change. Wow. I feel like you moving on or allowing something to play out changes or affects a lot of things. It's something or someone is really setting the narrative or pushing something too far when it comes to you, and I feel like that just might backfire and they will regret it because you don't have a problem with letting go or releasing what no longer serves you. Because as I said before, the fact that your name keeps being brought up is because it's somewhat of a symptom of someone's regret and self-hate. Wow. I feel to truly fester or criticize your integrity or your intentions when it comes to situations is somewhat a tactic or a mind play that someone is trying to embark on. As someone truly believes you're moving in silence or saying nothing at all just to spite them, just to hurt them, when there just might be nothing left to say, nothing left to deal with or do in this situation that makes any sense. It's just drama and chaos. However you left this situation, it is still the same way. I feel something is weighed down when it comes to finances, and someone's trying to weather a storm when it comes to a connection or bond, and something unexpected is taking place where there's legal issues that may push someone to seek some type of forgiveness. Someone could get locked up, or someone could be locked down in a very toxic situation, but whatever it is, it's a hot mess. Something that should be let go. Wow, and many of you don't have a problem with taking that risk. Especially after making all the moves that you have, people feel like you're being cold, but you're in a space of just growing out of a dysfunctional or mentally ill situation where there's a lot of insecurities and infidelities that lead to a sense of regret. I feel there's a third party here, isolated energy here, someone who could be pretending to rewrite a story here, but this toxic energy is going nowhere. In fact, it's just conflict. There's a lot of arguments, conflict, anxiety, trust issues within an illusion where there's a lot of sadness and regret. And for many of you, you just have to let it be because it's in too imbalanced when it comes to love and when it comes to denial. Many of you just rather have your own space. I feel you needed space, and I feel there's a lesson to be learned from it. I feel there's lessons being learned on both sides. And I feel when it comes to this third party or situation uh, out on the outside, is definitely going through a lot of things, and the trauma and the karma, the consequence has just started. I feel someone is going through some legal issues and they're wanting to communicate something about uh, being dealt a bad hand or something that's going on where they feel like something could be repoed, taken away, or something can be long term that is heavily affecting them in their life, but they feel like you're going to be cold about it. They feel like they're already going through it and they don't want you to put, a little salt on their wound. But I don't feel that would even be your energy if there was to be any type of communication. I feel you could have some type of concern, but I feel you not wanting to be a part of the mess, you not giving in to the guilt trip will cause you to look a little cold. But I feel, however you choose to handle this situation is unique to your story, but also necessary. I feel when it comes to communication, it will almost feel like you're trapped because you don't want to seem like cold behind something, but you also don't want to be taken advantage of because they like to use the emotional history of the relationship to bind you. One more card here from this deck. Yeah, because it's toxic. And people are always investing in the wrong things rather than the right things. I feel this communication could come out of the blue, especially when it comes to things just popping up. Someone could be pretending that something isn't toxic, but I feel when it comes to the communication, the energy, the vibration, it won't lie. This is why many of you will seem a bit cold because you're going to already know what it is. Even if someone is just calling and you haven't spoken to them for a while, it's almost like you know their MO. Someone is still faking, pretending because it's what they do. It's what they have always done. Wow. I feel like you have the kind of energy that varies with your mood, and someone just might catch you off guard and regret what is heard or said. Wow. Because there will be no getting anything out of you. You're coming out as a mature energy here. And the fact that they believe that you're being cold is because they can't get something out of you. Yeah. Someone can't get something out of you, and whatever it is, you worked hard for it. And this false energy was once held in high honor, but they're no longer held in high honor because of what they have proven themselves to be, who they have proven themselves to be. I feel someone won't be getting what they think they want or need. Wow. And there's a sense of despair. Someone knows that you have grown and you have matured in a situation, and even in the past, you were able to hold your own, but someone's in despair, no longer being held in high honor. This energy is coming out as a false energy, or someone is now being targeted by the group of people they held in high honor. Whatever the case, someone's health is being affected, or someone's in deep despair when it comes to a community that is now in a space of concern. I feel there's a sense of poverty. Someone's worried about their stability or their finances or even a pathway when it comes to their future and change. I feel there's a lot of conversation taking place in a family room or a group of people, or there just could be certain individuals thinking about you in separate situations. But whatever the case, someone who thought that they were official in your life is thinking heavily about your journey, what was taken from you, the innocence that was taken from a situation, and the unexpected come up or finances that has come your way. This could also be unexpected wisdom, the way you were able to swiftly move or come out of something. Wow. There could also be a message of concern when it comes to a mature male energy. Please take it how it resonates and leave the rest. But regardless of the case, you are seen as a gift. As I said before, you're coming out as an energy that varies with so many things, especially when it comes to your mood, your state of mind, and whether you're empathic or chosen to break a cycle or just an earthbound healer. You are also hard to control or even forget. I feel you are in a space in your life where a lot of things are meant to change or even stay the same. Some things that are left behind are definitely meant to stay exactly where they are until there is change. As you may attract curiosity, envy, and sometimes jealousy, you also bring in energies of inspiration, as there are those who think about or talk about your absence or even your growth because you're growing and upgrading your life in peace and silence. Yet I sense you not coming around or being conveniently available has created a sense of concern, created a moment where everyone realizes how screwed up something was by counting you out, looking past you, or trying to make you feel shame, guilt, or even regret. For some of you, they tried to make you feel like you were out of your mind, too hard to deal with. They're like, since you had to become unavailable to be appreciated. Because now you're on the minds and in conversations that you wouldn't even think were taking place. Uh, I feel you're on the minds and hearts of many, yet the price that will be paid will be publicly. I feel there will be a price that will be paid by those who have conveniently shut you out or misjudged you and never really put you in the proper space, giving you the proper respect, because there's lasting consequences. Wow. And something just might take place, and everyone's going to be able to have an opinion about it, or it's going to take place publicly. Yet in many cases, something is about to happen, and I feel everyone will see it. Something definitely will be unexpected when it comes to a path that is taken, someone who is official, or conversations that are taking place and you're not in the room. I feel there is maturity in a space, or someone who is mature is going through poverty. Someone's too old to be going through what they're going through. Whatever the case, something is hard to deal with. Someone feels like their health is being affected by this separation with you, but I feel like someone's just being humble. And whether you hear about it or see it yourself, the moment will be epic. I feel someone being humbled or taught a lesson in a very valuable way will be seen in many ways or felt in many ways, but whatever the case, it will humble someone. I feel there will be communication about it. Yeah, you're coming out as a mature energy who has gained their respect through silence and reputation, but some type of ending has definitely put something in a very unpredictable space. As I said before, something you're doing or not doing is bringing light to a situation, and for many of you, you don't even know it. I feel something is definitely replaying, and someone's sick of thinking about it, wanting to communicate about it, to get something off their mind, get something off their heart, but it just won't be that easy. Something is taking place behind the scenes, and it's all blowing up in their face. There are many energies who are watching many energies who are involved, or there's just individuals from your past who are now thinking twice about what they have done. Yeah. So, as I said before, there's definitely communication or heavy regret when it comes to your energy. Someone feels like you just sprung up with something. Uh, yeah, that's heavy energy of people being in some type of illusion, reviewing something, spellbound, dreaming, talking, mesmerized, conceited energy. So there is definitely energy here pretending that they're not caught up in some type of legal issue, or someone is communicating about their health and some type of businesswoman, housewife. Someone is bullying some type of situation, pretending you're being cold for laying something to rest, but it's just too much drama. And that's all that can be received from this. And this is the hand that is dealt. Drama, chaos, bullying. You've laid something to rest, and someone who is in a place of, on the opposite side of you, is in bad health. Someone is looking at how you played the situation. They're in regret because they did something different. They're replaying the past and keeping tabs. There's no contact. Someone could be blocked energetically, mentally, financially, emotionally, whatever the case. There's distance between the two of you, or there's distance between them and you. I feel something has reached its limit, and many of you are no longer wanting to deal with the fake energy. That's why there is no contact, no longer wanting to deal with the phony energy, the lies. Many of you have reached your breaking point when it comes to no longer trusting something. You have to take out the trash. You're tired of the reckless energies. You're over it. Wow, numbing the pain is the new chapter. I feel there's emotional waves here, and you're no longer numbing the pain. You're stepping to a new phase where you're no longer between worlds, and someone's nervous because they know it's a hot mess. What they're going through is truly a rude awakening, and someone's in disbelief about your glow up, or you're minding your own business, or you're making your own business, whatever the case. Someone's starting some drama about it. Someone's truly disappointed by the distance, and someone's looking for the signs to come in with some type of energy, but there's too much negative energy surrounding them, and they can't help but to give into it. But something is coming to light, as I said before. Something is coming to light, and it's going to leave a mark. Wow. Mark my words, this negative energy of something coming to light, it's definitely about to hit the fan. Something is definitely about to hit the fan, and there are going to be a lot of people who are going to be able to have a first-hand look on what goes down here, because someone who played with fire is about to get burned, because something is just too toxic, unreal, too hard to deal with. And it's just about time something becomes truth and finally get brought to light. I feel there's a lot going on in a situation that many would not really want to talk about fully, especially not in front of you. There are a lot of things that are being replayed in this bully scenario, or this mob-like energy. People are keeping tabs because someone is not in a space where time is on their side. You could be getting some communication about someone's health. Someone who is in bad health is replaying something, replaying their past and how they nurtured something, or how they didn't nurture something, or how they're going to end their life, or how their life is going to end. Like, they don't want it to end like this. It's bad. Someone knows they need to get their life together. It's just someone's in a space where this denial has been with them for so long. Someone doesn't know which way to go or how to recover from all the damage they've done. Because trust me, it won't be easy. And for some of these energies, they don't have time in this lifetime, but maybe in the next. Let's get a couple of cards here from this deck. Holy Spirit, what message is here? What message is here from this deck? Hope. So someone is definitely hoping something will magically, deliciously fix itself, but something will not move. Something will not change without effort. Someone is definitely in a hopeful stage, but they also feel like you're being high maintenance about something, or they feel like something is just too hard to fix now that you have gained so much wisdom or intuition within situations. Someone definitely went to the extreme when it comes to this puppet energy that they like to play with, because they're coming out as calculating when it comes to their views. Vicious cycles of being salty but sweet. Someone is in bad space because they know they have a trail of lies. Tainted scars, trust issues. Something is churning. Something is definitely taking place here. A very spicy situation, and there's energies who are sipping the tea. So there is gossip, or there is a lot of thought about you. And as I said before, this doesn't have to be a group of people. This could be individuals from your past. And there's a lot of mental conflict about you. For some of you, these are attention seekers, those you have trust issues with, or those who are in mental conflict about their trail of lies, because there is strategic energy here from the past, and something is churning because everyone is talking about it or sipping the tea. Someone could be in la la land about the trauma and the drama, but it's also keeping them stuck in some type of fake facade, stuck in the past, being petty. It's somewhat of an emotional high. Someone is wanting to take you on an emotional roller coaster of ins and outs, scrutinizing you, sabotaging situations where something is definitely forbidden. But these are tears of a clown. These are things that you shouldn't have to deal with. And this is why something just might come to a harsh end if someone don't get the facts straight, don't get their mind right. Wow. Many of you have a big heart because you would actually give this person another chance if they put in the effort. If they actually put in a true, authentic effort. Not like the past, where there was some type of fake apology or not an apology at all. I feel many of you would still give someone a fair chance if they gave you one. Final energy here from this deck. 1 or 2 cards. I want to overdo it here. I feel this energy could be calculating, and this is why something became a vicious cycle. I feel there could be a sense of grief and sadness only because something has now become clear. I feel something has now become clear in a situation, and there's a lot of things taking place here where it's out of the hands of others. No one can control an outcome, but something is also faded when it comes to someone who was stingy when it comes to love, their affection, their time, their energy. And now that you are wiser, or now that you have the emotional tools to deal with something, it's going to be hard, even harder, to break you. Something is definitely coming out as forbidden when it comes to someone who is always sabotaging something with you, or something is finally going up in a blaze when it comes to someone who is seeking revenge or seeking attention. These are controlling ways by someone who is still entangled and fixated on extremes. Yeah, scrutinizing a situation. People are just watching it all go down, sipping the tea, because something is churning. Something is happening when it comes to tainted scars, tainted wounds. Something is definitely salty and sweet all at the same time. There's a refusal here. So it seems like this is you, refusal when it comes to playing games with your heart. You are refusing to be a pawn in someone's game. I feel you refusing to be a pawn is lethal, your lethal weapon. Wow. Because you strayed away, people are pretending you're the being cold, but I feel you have found a way to make something work for you. You found a way to be okay. And you closing yourself off has caused the pot to stir. There are many energies thinking about you for many different reasons. And the fact that you have tapped out or you know what's best for you has caused something to be unclear to others. But because it's not clear to them doesn't mean it was for them to understand. In fact, something is fragile because someone was wearing a poker face with you, not being honest, not being clear, and now they don't have that chance to set the record straight. And many of you wouldn't even give them the moment to hear it because you're no longer giving in to the petty. Wow. You're not going to give someone a pity party when it comes to the wreckage and the sabotage that they created. I feel someone is half empty or all hype, nonchalant, isolated, going down. So something is definitely falling apart because of the competition, family ties. Someone feels defeated, and something could be beyond repair. But whatever the case, many of you are no longer wanting to invest in something that is so taxing. Someone is definitely tripping, offended, offensive, and doing something just because. But something is starting to come to a head when it comes to a situation where too many energies are involved or too many energies are thinking of you at once. I feel the situation has definitely come to a head because of your changes, the changes that you have made, and whether you have made those changes willingly or you just had to because you were forced to make a change. You moving on from something or someone is not only a moment of realization, but also a heavy turning point. A heavy turning point when it comes to engaging with others and finding your way, finding other things to occupy your energy, your mind, your heart, as something just might be bittersweet but necessary when it comes to your silence, your distance, your motivation, or even how you choose to react to situations because you may be focused on self or new beginnings, but there are others who are kind of focused on you. Focused on how you were able to emerge from the rubble, unfazed but somehow changed from what they thought would humble you. Now you might be the blueprint on how to get from nothing to something, or just a clear, savage moment that a lot of people will refer to, talk about. I feel like something is almost unthinkable, refusing to let anything shake or break you in this time and this energy after all you have been through. I see you setting the tone. I see you setting the example after being the example. But I also see you breaking the chain or a pattern for those to come, or finally putting certain patterns and challenges behind you because what's in front of you deserves and needs your attention. Because these two-faced energies from the past have already reached its end. There's already been a moment and things that are no longer in your space or just on the rebound. It's just not giving what it's supposed to give. Many of you are no longer attached to some things that drain your energy. I feel there's still some things that you may have to go through, things that will challenge you, but nothing like the past. All due to the wisdom and the lessons that you have learned from. I feel that many of the things that have gotten past you before won't have the opportunity to get past you again. I feel there's a lot going on when it comes to things being exposed. I feel there's a lot of energies here, never thinking that they would be exposed publicly or humbled privately, but whatever the case, things are taking place, whether you know it or not. Let's get some energy here. So someone could be watching you or being stalked behind your social media, or someone is trying to find out what they can through the grapevine. I feel someone also feels connected to you still, entitled to you still, but super shy about it, or they're off put by it, but also drawn to you. It's really shaky when it comes to a lot of these energies, because even if they're drawn to you, there's a hesitation because of the history they've had with you. And whether they are the ones that broke the connection or not, they feel like you won't respect what they have to say or how they handle something. Yeah. I feel you could be going through a temporary tough cycle, but it's also connected to a transformation, especially when it comes to the hand that was dealt, when it comes to two-faced situations and people. I feel time is a factor when it comes to forgiveness. And for many of you, you have already forgiven, but you won't forget. Forgiveness comes with time. Forgiveness comes with healing. But for many of you, this healing and forgiveness comes with this transformation. Time is a factor when it comes to mending a bridge or mending a broken heart. And many of you have struggled through the challenges and struggled through the situations to find that healing. I feel you are healing trust issues or the runaround. But whatever it is, the talk, something's heating up when it comes to conversations, people who are talking. I feel something is heating up with things that you never really understood, but there's a lot of emotions. People are in their feelings. People are angry when it comes to integrity. People are angry and not knowing how to deal with their emotions. I feel there's a lot going on behind the scenes and have people all in their emotions and not seeing eye to eye, especially within a home situation or an environment that you no longer feel safe in. There's a lot of in-house fighting or arguments, people pointing fingers, lies being dealt with, spending habits, stability, hearts being broken. And many of you are busy at work while people are talking, but there's a connection of situations taking place where there's temptations, haters, mass energies, feelings, unbalanced things taking place here, and there's rocky emotions that's keeping people in balance, as well as prideful ways. But I feel there's also balance within your headspace, your intuition. But I feel just when you get in that moment where you feel like you're in sync, there will be an incoming message, an incoming call, or someone just might pop up. Something or someone who could be running away from problems, stress from money issues, or situations that they're currently going through. Someone just might take a gamble, someone who is seeking attention, or someone who is not feeling so well. Someone feel like you could make something complete, but there's red flags when it comes to someone who is just trying to escape their issues, escape the burden of what they did or how they chose to do it. I feel this is someone who is fishing around, trying to fish around when it comes to the secrets that they feel others have kept, or the ones that they have kept. They're trying to figure out what others feel or know. Wow. Someone's always on their phone, or someone's moody about a phone call, but that could be your energy as well when it comes to someone who is seeking advice or seeking evidence. I feel people are pointing fingers, and I feel if you come anywhere near it, they're going to be pointing a finger at you. I feel there are people who are talking but doing nothing to resolve anything. But the fact that you have taken the steps to heal something, or many of you have acknowledged some things or gone within to figure out life, I feel that sets you apart from anything and everyone else. I feel time is a factor when it comes to transforming or healing from a situation that may have set you back emotionally or mentally, but I feel it was only to set you up for what's to come. Final card here from the set. Yeah, it almost feels like no matter what you do or how you do it, people will always find a way to accuse, point fingers, or make excuses for not healing or finding some type of forgiveness. I feel many of you could be going through a temporary rough patch or a rough cycle, and for some of you, you feel like this has been going on for quite some time, but there is time for healing and there's time for change. And I feel time is a factor when it comes to your evolution, and it is also a moment you shouldn't want to change. There's a lot going on here. We're going to get this final deck here, Confirmation Holy Spirit final deck. Of course, again, if you guys enjoy this type of reading, please let me know by commenting down below or liking this reading. I definitely feel your healing took time. You have a little mania when it comes to love, but time was a factor with that as well. Now you're no longer giving in to what drains you. Something has become a truth for those who try to ignore it. Love that is lost, holding back what they feel now that you have gone into a space of self-care, especially when it comes to so-called love, reunions, compromise, breakthroughs. Wow. You're no longer waiting for someone to create the change. You're making the change. As I said before, you are the example. You're setting the example after being the example. And something is somewhat of a healing or a detour, a hidden blessing when it comes to a separation, where something unexpected or some type of event bring in new possibilities, where you thought something was out of reach or out of sync. It activates you. It activates you in some type of cycle of emotions where there is no more convenience or even regret when it comes to the differences that you once had with things of the past or repetitive cycles, because something was never part of the plan. But I feel your wisdom, your gratitude, your reward was. Wow. I feel there could be arguments taking place, gossip, opinions, turning points, and these breakthroughs and turning points, it awakens the fears, not just of others, but it also awakens yours when it comes to forgiveness. I feel many of you have no problem with it, but you also feel like holding on to certain things keep you from letting your guard down. But I feel you stepping out of that space as well. It's almost like someone who used to be of use to you is now long gone and forgotten. Someone has lost their identity in the games that they play, and the fact that they give false hope and over romanticize intense situations of being toxic has left something unjustified. This breakup, this separation is more than a small challenge. It just won't be easy. It just won't be easy when there is no regret and no true foundation in love, and something unexplainable when it comes to the highs and lows of life will leave an event to test everyone involved. I feel there's a resolution when it comes to those who is unawakened, and a heavy lesson to be learned through the tests that are involved, especially when it comes to a runner-chaser dynamic, where those who are unawakened will be truly awakened to these false ways, as someone's hesitation towards you or controlling ways or jealousy towards you will only leave them with no access to you, as someone's ego-driven ways or lost energy will possibly leave something in a space of being a lost case. Because as long as something is unsafe, many of you will remain perfectly imperfect because you don't mind leaving many things and people behind, especially when what deserves or needs your attention is in front of you and not behind you. I hope you guys have enjoyed this reading and has gained some food for thought. If so, let me know by commenting down below or liking this video. Hope to see you again, guys. Bye.